In today's matchup, we have King Ghidorah versus MechaGodzilla. Now, this is one of the biggest, closest matchups we've ever had. One of the biggest matchups on this channel. These are two absolutely massive, dangerous, powerful monsters. This has been a very highly recommended matchup, and in this matchup, King Ghidorah is standing at right around 521 feet tall, while MechaGodzilla is standing somewhere between 500 and 600 feet. I was watching it back. When I first watched this movie, I really thought MechaGodzilla was probably over 700 feet, but the more I've watched it back, the more it looks like he's closer to Godzilla than I thought. And really thinking about it, seeing the comparison between King Ghidorah and Godzilla, it looks really similar when I look at MechaGodzilla and Godzilla. There's different shots. Some shots make it look like he's way taller, some make it look like he's a lot closer. So I really do think the size is pretty close, and I think that MechaGodzilla might be a little taller, and that's why I'm putting him in the range between 500 to 600 feet tall before we have an exact measurement. And a very important item to note in this battle before we get into these specific weapons is that we basically have King Ghidorah versus King Ghidorah. Because in the movie Godzilla vs. Kong, King Ghidorah's one head, Kevin, does take over control of MechaGodzilla. So essentially this is the physical body of King Ghidorah versus the mental body of Kevin from King Ghidorah in the MechaGodzilla mech. It can't get very complicated in that aspect, but we're just going to break this down based on what we've seen in the movies. These are two different creatures, and even though it's King Ghidorah technically in MechaGodzilla, we're still going to break this down. The weapons King Ghidorah has coming into battle are the gravity beams, the spiky tails, the ability of flight, and the ability of regeneration, which is perhaps King Ghidorah's best weapon, best attribute in battle. The weapons that MechaGodzilla comes into battle with is the Proton, which I'm pretty sure is the name of the atomic breath. I'm just going to call it the atomic breath for now. It's going to take me a little while to get used to that name. MechaGodzilla also has the supercharged fists, the supercharged feet as well. You see him kick Godzilla with that supercharged ability. MechaGodzilla also has the turbo thrusters on the back that are able to launch him forward and exert a lot more power. MechaGodzilla has the extremely deadly tail that we haven't seen actually used. We didn't see him actually able to use that on another creature, but it looked insanely deadly. He also possesses rockets that are able to fly out of his shoulders, his back, basically anywhere. And as far as the feats go for this matchup, King Ghidorah successfully took out every monster he ran into. King Ghidorah took out Rodan easily, took out Godzilla on multiple occasions, and did kill Mothra with the gravity beams. And MechaGodzilla took out a Skullcrawler, possibly a Mega Skullcrawler, very easily, kicked the crap out of Godzilla in the end scene, absolutely threw him around. And yes, Godzilla did fight with Kong before that, and took a shot to the leg with a lot of other punches. I think, for the most part, Godzilla is used to going through a lot of different battles after another, and I think that while it wasn't the most healthy, strong Godzilla ever, I still think it was a pretty strong Godzilla, pretty close to the normal level of power that Godzilla has. Godzilla was also able to fight off Kong and Godzilla at the same time. Like I just said, these aren't the two most powerful Godzilla and Kong since they just fought each other, but MechaGodzilla was successfully able to fight off both of them, and was probably going to win if it wasn't for the kids pouring the drink into the computer system, and that's the only reason that MechaGodzilla got defeated in that battle. And basically how they both died to basically the most powerful versions of these monsters we've ever seen. King Ghidorah lost to Burning Godzilla, the most powerful Godzilla we've ever seen, and MechaGodzilla died to the supercharged axe from Kong, which is arguably the most powerful Kong we have ever seen. As far as breaking this down, I really do think this is an insanely close matchup. While breaking it down to these attributes I usually do, I do give it basically all of them to MechaGodzilla. Speed and agility has to go to MechaGodzilla. I know King Ghidorah can fly and is quick with all the different heads, but MechaGodzilla, the way he's able to lunge towards Godzilla is just insane. The agility that's shown, I just have to give speed and agility to MechaGodzilla. The feats also goes to MechaGodzilla because of the ease he was able to defeat the Skullcrawler, and the insane ease he was able to defeat Godzilla in that fight. The way he's able to throw him around is just ridiculous, and just shows how much of a different power level MechaGodzilla really is. Size goes to MechaGodzilla. Like I said, I think they're right around the same size, but I think they're close in size, but I still think size goes to MechaGodzilla. Weapons would go to MechaGodzilla because that tail, the atomic breath, is shown to be so powerful. Even though King Ghidorah did blow back Godzilla with the atomic breath, the proton or atomic breath from MechaGodzilla was actually leaving a mark on Godzilla, which is very different than the gravity beams from King Ghidorah that did not leave a mark. And that tail is really a big point of emphasis. The charged up fists and feet are also very powerful, but that tail in particular is one that definitely would have killed Kong, and in my opinion would have actually killed Godzilla as well. And we didn't see King Ghidorah's tails do too much, so weapons does go to MechaGodzilla. Now durability I put in the middle, is the only aspect I put in the middle, because King Ghidorah is able to regenerate. It makes his durability insane. But MechaGodzilla, really the only damage he took was from the supercharged axe. I think we can agree that supercharged axe would basically cut through anything. It would definitely cut through King Ghidorah, and it would really cut through anything, any single monster ever seen in these movies. And that's why I put durability in the middle, because they're both insanely durable, but I think that you really just can't put it either way. As far as determining who wins this battle, I think this would be an insanely close battle. This would be so cool to watch. I think that the way this battle would go down, King Ghidorah is able to fly around. MechaGodzilla has a lot of weapons at his disposal. I think that the flying would help out a little bit, but ultimately you're not going to sneak around MechaGodzilla. He's too quick, has too many weapons, and I feel in close combat, MechaGodzilla will be able to throw a lot of punches, would be able to get a lot of powerful hits off. King Ghidorah is tough with all those different heads, and could use the tails, but I think in particular, the powerful moves that MechaGodzilla used won't be as efficient against King Ghidorah, because the spinning around technique where he grabs Godzilla, spins him around, wouldn't really work the same with King Ghidorah, because not only does he not have one single head to grab onto, but also King Ghidorah has a very wide stance and a very long wingspan, so that wouldn't make it easy to exactly spin around King Ghidorah. I think that it would be very tough for either of these monsters to win, but ultimately I think even the damage that can be done with the tail, I don't know how effective that would be against the heads. It would definitely do some damage to the body. King Ghidorah can regenerate, but the regeneration isn't that insanely fast. Just definitely fast, but not fast enough to where it could heal up in the middle of the battle. So at this moment, I think this would be insanely close. I think this is one of the closest matchups I've ever covered. But at this moment, I would have to give MechaGodzilla the win. I think with all the different weapons, the supercharged fists, the rockets, the tail, there's just too many weapons, and that speed and agility will go a long way. I do think MechaGodzilla would win this fight barely in the end. But make sure you let me know down below who you think would win in this matchup, and which matchup I should do next. I've seen some people requesting another Hulk vs. Kong video, which is two of my most popular videos on this channel with over 2 million views each. I do have that video in the making. Part 3 is coming soon, so you can look forward to that coming very soon. I'm just nervous about releasing some of the footage because the movie's just come out, but expect that to come soon. And make sure you let me know down below what other videos I should do. Make sure you let me know down below, and thanks for watching.